Hey guys, Homesteadin' 31 here, and welcome to my garden at night. I have 3 raised beds, and I'm out here at night because I have small children and we needed to go hunt Easter eggs. So we're getting in some late night work before we get all the rainstorms tomorrow. See, we have murky skies already. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to explain why I have cardboard in my raised bed. So cardboard is compostable. As you can tell, like most people, I hit Amazon a lot. We also eat cereal and other things a lot because of the kids. So under my cardboard, I do have some mulch. But the good thing about cardboard is it provides weed coverage. It also attracts earthworms, which are really good for aerating your garden and helping out your plants. So we are going to add our dirt in here. I use pretty generic vegetable soil. I don't typically spend the money on the high brand stuff like Miracle-Gro or whatever. Vegetable garden soil is always done good for me. And then what I like to do is mix in some organic fertilizer. I also have chickens, so chicken poop is great for most plants. And then I also like to add in some peat moss, just because I'm fancy like that. But those things are totally optional and not a must. But the cardboard is super helpful in like I said, helping out your garden grow to its fullest. And over there is my jerk garlic. So hopefully in a few weeks, probably mid-May, I'll be able to pull out all these suckers and move in our tomatoes. Garlic is in the lily family. It takes about 9 months to grow, and once you plant garlic in one place, you have to rotate it out. You can't replant garlic or shallots or really anything of the lily family in the same spot back to back, because it takes all the nutrients out of the soil. So half of this bed is garlic, and I can't wait to eat it. And then in this area where the garlic is, I'll be putting tomatoes because they are a great partner crop for garlic. And hopefully our tomatoes will do a lot better this year. Last year, tomatoes around my area in the southeast just sucked. Everyone struggled with the tomatoes. So hopefully this year will be a lot better. Oh, I just noticed I have a friend. We have a spider bro garden our garlic, so that's pretty cool. I tend to leave those guys alone because we have mosquitoes and things here, and I'd rather have a spider hanging out than a mosquito trying to get French with me. All right, guys, I will catch up with you in just a second. Hey, good morning, gang. So the storms did not hit us that hard yesterday, which is awesome because now I can show you what I add to my soil in my raised beds and what I do over winter to keep my bed healthy. So here's the peat moss that I was talking about that I like to add. It just adds extra nutrients and helps with moisture control, especially down here in the south where we get some kind of weird weather over the summer. Some days it's really hot and muggy, other days we get a lot of rain. And then this is the organic fertilizer I like to use. This has chicken compost in it, and it seems to do a really good job. This will be our third season using it, and as you can see, we go hard on the peat moss here. So what I like to do over winter is when my soil beds are empty, now obviously this one wasn't empty over winter, but what I like to do is I will add some of the organic fertilizer, and then I will typically try to get out here pretty often and aerate the soil just to keep it from getting compacted and really just hard to work with. Now I'm a disabled veteran, so I like to try and keep things light and easy and work smarter, not harder. So if you can get out and stir up your boxes or containers and stuff while you're waiting on the season to change, or just your plants to start up, that's really gonna make your job easier when you go to plant them, because then your soil won't be super compacted and hard, and you'll be able to just throw them in when it's ready. Now, like I said earlier, I have this box that's half filled with garlic. So even on this one, I just go down the part that is not planted and just mix it up. And this one also receives some fertilizer. Now, one handy thing I like to do is we have some fish, and our fish are great fertilizers for our garden. Fish water has phosphorus, nitrogen, and all sorts of helpful nutrients that you can add into your garden. And so if you have a betta, a goldfish, anything that is in fresh water, you can use their fish tank water for your garden. Now, I feel like it's an obvious thing, but you don't want to use water that comes from a saltwater fish tank, because it has a high salt content. There's the jerk Aussies. But it has a high salt content, which can be harmful for your garden because of the salt. This is the garden soil that we use for our raised beds. Like I said, this was $7 a bag versus the Miracle-Gro, which I think was $12 a bag. And for our 4x12 garden bed, it took about 6 bags of the garden soil. Flower! Okay, somebody's getting emotional because she's not allowed in the garden. Where our food grows, the dogs don't go, because dogs are not always mindful of not pooping and peeing on your stuff. So these little guys are not allowed in the garden. Look at how cute they are, but they're still not allowed in the garden. And the nice thing about the raised beds is, as you can tell, we have some weeds growing just on the ground. With the raised beds, you don't have to worry about that, which is really awesome, because last year we spent a ton of time tilling the ground where all the raised beds were or are now, and it sucked. So we decided to invest in getting some metal raised beds. They were pretty decently priced at Tractor Supply. I picked them up over winter when they were on clearance, so I paid about $50 for 4x12 beds, and it's working out really great. Even that box that was over winter did not end up with any weeds or anything like that. And that's saying something, because we have a lot of nut trees that grow over our house, and that can make for a lot of saplings, but we didn't even have that issue, so that's pretty cool. And then over here we have our potato boxes. The potatoes do really well in the box. We had a decent potato harvest last year. These guys are russets, and they're gonna need some more dirt, so you definitely want to make sure you stay on your potatoes and keep adding dirt as they need it. So you'll want to fill in up to the bottom set of leaves every so often, and if you're growing them in the ground, you'll want to mound the dirt, hill it around the base of each plant. And then over here we have our container carrots. We are growing two containers worth of carrots, and these guys right now are all show. And what I mean by that is, though they have these really luscious little tops, they're not ready. You'll know a carrot is ready because it'll start to push through the top of the soil. And this will be my 3rd round of carrots that I'm growing in this container without having to swap out the soil or anything like that. Now, as you can see, I have amended the soil in this container. There is dirt, some mulch, and sand. carrots kind of like to grow in sand, so we have that. And then I have my collards up. Now these collards are in the seeding phase, and I'm not trying to have like a whole field of collards, but none of my wildflower seeds have taken in the garden, so I decided to leave these guys up so that the bees would have some food, because we need bees. So here's the other carrots. And like I said, so we have even this big guy here with a big fluffy top, and I guarantee you he is not ready, but we can kind of peek in here. So I'm going to just dig down a little deeper and not reveal the entire carrot, because you know, they're a root vegetable. If they wanted to be out, then they would be out. So as you can see, I'm growing rainbow carrots, but as you can see, this guy, like I said, is all show and not ready to come out just yet. So that is a little white ghost carrot, but when these guys are ready, it's going to be pretty awesome. And carrot tops are totally edible, so you can use the entire carrot. Sometimes I like to use carrot greens in place of cilantro, and that really is a good recipe booster, especially if you're short on cilantro one day. And here's our other potato box just hanging out. We actually ended up with a couple of extra potatoes that we didn't plant, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys, so that's just some of my tips on the raised beds and container gardening. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I can't wait to see what you guys come up with yourselves. All right, have a great day, you guys. Hey, you guys, I just wanted to share some final thoughts on container gardening. So we do live in a house and not on our farm yet, but we like to have variety in the plants that we grow here. So now I'm going to talk about my fruit trees that I have in containers. So here I have a pomegranate, and when I bought this sucker, it was a very, very expensive stick. And I was cautioned by some of my friends and neighbors about growing trees in containers. Nobody had ever heard of it. People were very, very suspicious and skeptical of the idea. So here's the pomegranate. It is doing very well, and it's basically the same soil mixture that I use in my raised beds. And here I have a plum tree, so you can see the plum tree is doing really well. And I have my Meyer lemon tree, and this tree has little lemons on it, and it's been blooming a ton, so that's pretty exciting. Here I have a fantastic avocado tree. That's literally what it's called. I'm not just complimenting the tree. And this tree has been doing really good. I don't see any avocados on it just yet, but it's definitely blossoming. And here I have my fruit tree that is a peach. And look, there's baby peaches on it. It has, let me see here. There we go. It has a bunch of little peaches on it, and it still has some flowers that are starting to go away. But these guys have been doing really good. And here's another avocado tree. But these guys have been doing really good, and I'm pretty hopeful about them producing. So that'll be pretty exciting, especially with the lemon tree, because we do can a lot of our vegetables, and this will be really good for some lemon marmalade or lemon jelly, which my son absolutely loves. And then down here I have some chives, and they are starting to come up, which is exciting. And then over here, between all of these pots that I planted 83 garlic cloves. Now this will make spring garlic, and we really just like garlic. But the garlic is even starting to sprout. This is society garlic, by the way, and you can actually eat this as well. A lot of businesses will use this as decoration out front in their garden beds, but the flowers are edible and the greens are edible too. The flowers are good in salad, and they make your salads look a little cuter. This is a muscadine vine, and it's in a pot. It was previously in the ground, and we moved, so I took this sucker with me. This vine is about 6 years old and it is doing really good. I thought the removal from the ground was going to shock it and it was going to be gone forever, but again, it's in the same soil mixture as the raised beds, and it's back and getting ready to put out some little muscadines. So fun fact about muscadines, they're really popular here in the South, but they are related to grapes. They have an outer skin that you peel off and then you consume the innards. Here I have a pot full of shallots, and as you can see, I have some shallots starting to poke through the soil. And up here, like I said, we like garlic, so I have more garlic up here, and I have garlic poking through. And we do like to grow a lot of edible plants, but my son has gotten very big into succulents and cactus. So this little guy, he actually found on the road somewhere and brought it home, and he himself, he's 11, propagated this guy and has transitioned it to soil, and it's gained, I would say, a healthy 3 inches on top, so it's doing really good. And this is his new little, oh gosh, I forget what it's called, but it's like an air purifying plant, and he just got that one yesterday. So he did the potting and everything himself, and it's looking good. And this is the cutest little thing ever. And then my son also has his Venus flytraps, and they're doing pretty dang good in there. Starting to wake up again. But when people tell you something's not possible, I say give it a try anyway, and you might just surprise yourself and them. Good luck with your gardens. See ya.